Hello, welcome back to the channel. Coming up in this episode,
it is an absolute shock to me, but the Sidekick has actually gone and bought. So Sidekick,
yep,
you've actually spent more money. So just before we, talk about the bike,
yep,
how many bikes are you up to at the minute? Now, First of all, the best thing about the bike is this.
Well, you know this is going to be good, so let's get into it. Cue the intro.
Well, you won't believe it, and it is an absolute shock to me, but the Sidekick has actually gone and bought another motorcycle because obviously we're going on the big adventure too, and he ran out of time and he didn't fix his bikes, so he's gone out of his way and actually spent some money, what gives us a real good opportunity to review it as a proper review, helmet head stroke Sidekick style review of this bike itself. Now, if you've already guessed by looking at the thumbnail picture, you know what it is, but I'm going to get him to introduce it, and then what we'll do, we'll go through the bike, see what it's like on the road, and get an overall opinion, and see what you guys think as well. So Sidekick,
yep,
you've actually spent more money. So just before we, talk about the bike,
yep,
how many bikes are you up to at the minute?
So in total, I have 5.
And how many are working?
1.
So let's talk about your choice. So it's a little bit different, but also the same, all at the same time.
Yeah, so I have bought another Aprilia Pegaso.
So the same bike?
The same bike, but newer. So the other one, or two, that was going to be Franken bike, still being worked on, but I've run out of time. I had to start rethinking what I was going to do. So I got on the old internet, started looking for bikes. Obviously still a low budget, but it had to be something that worked. So I have actually bought something that works for a change.
That's good.
So this is a newer version of the what was going to be Franken bike. So this is a newer version of it. Still not new, but it's, it works. It's good to go.
So what year?
So this is an 07.
07.
So this is what they call the trail version of it now, because when they changed it to look like this, they did the Strada and the Trail.
They did the Strada?
I think it's called the Strada.
Oh, that would have been good for the Strada Florida.
No, it wouldn't. The Trail was the off-road version. So we've got spoke wheels. I think it sits a bit higher. I don't know exactly what the differences are, but yeah, this is it. We're good to go.
We had something, tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written on.
Okay, well, we've had a quick closer look at the bike, right? Now, First of all, the best thing about the bike is this. This is the helmet head sticker. It's like the crest of awesomeness.
I didn't realise you put that on there.
Yeah, well, you've got to start getting part of the picture, mate, and have helmet head merchandise and stuff like that. I know you're a little bit too tight to buy it for yourself, but it is what it is. Right, so it's clearly been dropped, right? There's some marks there.
It's a used bike.
I thought you said it was in really good condition.
What? It's an 07. It's it's not new, is it? It's going to have some marks and bits and bobs, but it's like I look at it and I think it's an honest bike. Got a few marks and scuffs, but look, I mean, it's got MOT. It's MOT till next year. No,
I'm happy that it's on the road and working.
It's got new tyres. It's got new chain and sprocket. It's got a top box. It's 17,000 miles. Look at it. It's great for me. This is brilliant.
To be fair, the top box will be really handy for me to put stuff in.
It's got a secret little glove box in here. Watch this.
Yeah, let's look at this.
Look, turn the ignition on. Pull this little trick there. And look, I've got a little glove box.
So you can put your phone in there, or your passport, or your wallet. I mean, there's not a lot in your wallet, but your wallet. To be fair, that's quite handy, especially if you're pulling up to like a toll road.
Got a fancy little screen here, and you can scroll through some things, and it does some stuff on there.
So has it still got the same engine in it as what's in the BMW? And didn't you say it's got it that also is in some Yamahas as well?
This is now, so this is actually a 660.
Yeah.
It's not the same one as in the Frankenbike. It's an updated version, but this also goes in some of the Yamaha 660s. Can't remember which ones it is. So this is still a good current engine that's easy to get parts for.
Brake horsepower?
49 horsepower. 61 newton meters of torque.
It's like double me.
Yeah. So, it's a big thumping single cylinder. So yeah, it's a little bit vibratey, but it's.
You're just defending yourself now, aren't you?
I like it though. Sometimes when you're riding the bike, you want to feel a little bit like a hooligan still, don't you? That's why we ride
To be
bikes.
fair, you do. You're all right.
You open it up and it goes. It's not stupidly quick. It's not going to be, is it? But it just gives you that bit of oomph.
Well, I think the most important thing now is, I like the exhaust, sorry, as well, with the twin on the back. That does look really cool. We'll get it on the road, we'll get some seeing it shots, and we'll see what it's really like.
Yeah.
So I think we should do this proper 11 out of 10 style, start the review the right way, and do a drag race. Now, we already know that your Aprilia, I'm going to call it a Pegaso, because I can't
Pegaso.
properly. Yeah, it sounds better as a Pegaso, because Pegasos everywhere. We're going to do a drag race, double the horsepower, so it's more to see what the difference is really like, because we know it's going to kick ass.
Yep.
But let's find out. You ready?
Yep.
Marks, get set, go!
Whoa, front wheel up.
Whoa! Look at that!
What are we saying to that then?
Well, I'd definitely say yours is double the horsepower.
The front wheel lifted up a little bit then.
That was a proper, motocross start then. Right. See, the bike's already making you smile straight away.
That's it. That's why I like these big single cylinders. Brings that hooligan out, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it does for you. I mean, I can already hear your exhaust backfiring as you're releasing the throttle. Look, even this man stood back already because he thought generally that people were being shot.
Oh, that was fun.
So, tell me about the ride. How does the ride feel to you?
Yes, the ride. So, it's nice and upright. I would say this is a very comfortable bike to ride. I've done a few miles on this already. I could quite easily see myself taking, doing a good journey on this. I can see well out the mirrors. Although it's got a very small wind deflector on there, it does actually do the job. Everything feels like it should. The gears are nice and easy to get to. It rides really well.
What's the position? Are you quite neutral, hands quite up, straight, nice and flat?
Yes. So yeah, it is very neutral. Hands are up straight. It does feel it, but it feels good. I don't feel like I want to put bar risers on it at all. The only slight gripe I've got is probably the cutout in the seat where you sit. I would like that to be a bit less, so I was just sat a little higher on it.
Is that because you've got a small bum? So if I sat on it, it'd probably be perfect.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I could easily, you could easily take this on and do some big, some good miles on it, I think.
So is it a bike you reckon you would strap some luggage on and go around the world on?
At the minute, I say so. I've not done. We've not gone out and done 100 miles on it yet, but at the minute, I don't think it would be a problem.
That's fantastic.
There's plenty of travel in the forks. It's a nice, comfortable bike. I don't know why these aren't more popular in this country.
That's one of the things I was going to say about your your Pedro bike. That at the end of the day, they're rare, aren't they? I mean, you see a lot of the GS 650s, but you don't see very many of the Aprilias.
Yeah, I mean, I have had, as you know, I've had the 650 GS on on an 04 plate, and I actually think this is a better bike. This is more comfortable than that BM was. Yeah, definitely. I was looking at the BMs while I was looking for this. But I'm glad I chose this. I'm glad this came up because this is a better bike, I think, than the GS.
You pick that over the GS, over the BMW branding. So you don't feel like you're posh though, because you've not got the BMW. You've got the Aprilia.
That BMW, it's not necessarily a BMW anyway, is it? It's got a Rotax engine in it, and it's probably made by, the older ones were made by Aprilia in the first place.
Right. So you're just now bitter because it doesn't say BMW.
I'm not bothered about it saying it's BMW.
So what about the noise, the sound? Now I can hear that little bit of the old backfire coming out the back. So are you enjoying that crisp double exhaust swinging out the back of that baby?
Yeah, I mean it has. I mean obviously with a single cylinder engine of this size, you expect it. It's going to be a bit vibraty, isn't it? So yes, it is vibraty, but it sounds great. You know, you drop it down, you open it up, and let's do it. Listen to it go.
That's me pinned as well, so look at the difference.
I mean, it sounds fantastic. Those single cylinders, when you get them open it up, and those twin pipes on it, it sounds really good.
So if this was a brand new bike out now, and you were saying earlier they're looking at making a new version of these, so if this was brand spanking new in the garage, would you buy it from new?
Yeah, do you know what? Over the other vehicle, you know, other bikes that are in this category, I think I would. For this age, you know, I would like to, when they release a new one, I would definitely like to have a go on it.
For me, if it was the 80s, because I think it looks very 80s, I definitely would, but not modern day.
Right, well, I don't think it looks 80s. You know, the looks of it. The only thing I don't like is that headlight on the front. Some people might like it. I'm not a fan of the way it looks from the front. Everything else I think looks good on it, but that doesn't.
So you're just going to put a bag over the front, yeah?
Well, you know.
So what was the price of your 2007? How many miles?
17,000 miles. So 17,000 miles is, I've got paperwork with it, I've got some history with it, 2 keys for everything, new tyres, MOT'd, £2,000.
2,000 Great British pounds.
What can you buy for £2,000 at the minute? Not a lot. I mean, if the guy had got it up for more, I'd messaged him a week or so ago and it was still up for sale, and I messaged him again and said, look, this is what I've got, I'll come and give you cash and I'll take it away. And, you know, I went and had a look at it, it was exactly what he said it was, and he took the £2,000. So I was more than happy with that.
Yeah, to be fair, for £2,000, road legal, do you know what I mean? New chain, new tyres, ready to go. You'd recommend it, I take it, if someone was looking for a cheap second-hand sort of adventure bike, you'd definitely say that is the one to keep an eye out for.
A couple of things I would change. I'm not a fan of these footrests, the foot pegs. They need to be bigger. They're a bit small, and especially if I take it off-road more, I think I might have to try and do something to change those. Also, it's got no bloody fuel gauge.
Oh, it's got no fuel gauge?
Got no fuel gauge. All you get is the warning light come on telling when you've got to fill it up. So I've got to figure out what mileage it's going to do to the tank yet. So I find that a bit annoying, especially for a bike that was made in 2007. You thought they'd have put a fuel gauge on it.
So do you know what I do when I haven't got a fuel gauge? I can have on the Bonneville and stuff like that.
What was that?
I go about 125 miles and I fill it up. I know it will do more than 150, but in my mind the 150 is I've run out. So if I fill up at 125, I'm always safe.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I've got to work out what mileage it's going to do. And the thing is, on the screen here, you can flick through. There's loads of, you can set your mileage, tripometer, and all that sort of thing. But if they're going to do that, why didn't they put a fuel gauge on it? I don't get it. But everything else, I mean, the controls are all nice. There's not too many buttons to press. Everything works well. Everything's at your fingertips. Nothing's difficult to find on the controls. It all works. I don't think there's anything I'm not going to like about it at the minute, apart from not having the fuel gauge.
What will be interesting, and I'm sure you will give it a go, but off-roading on it will be interesting to see how it handles that, because that's basically what we'll be doing a lot of, won't we? We'll be doing a lot of on-road, but we want to jump on those green lanes and give these bikes a bit of a spanking.
Yes, I mean, obviously this is a lot heavier than what I'm used to off-road, so it's going to be, for me, it's going to be a big change. But that's, you know, that's why I've bought this. It's the trail, so it should be a good off-road. That's what they say. So while I'm out reviewing this, it'd be rude not to just take it down a bit of a trail and see what she's like on the trail. Being as it is a trail bike, so it says, let's give it a go. So, nice little byway here. So what I would say to start with this bike, considering it's supposed to be a trail bike, is the foot pegs are not very big for a trail bike. Obviously this is a bit heavier than compared to a Himalayan, but you know, it feels alright so far. Standing up on it's no problem. Like I said, I would like the pegs a bit bigger. That's probably a little gripe I've got at the minute. Whether I can change those at some point, I don't know. This is just a, you know, a very light bit of green lane in here. There's no issues so far. Tyres I've got on are probably not the best for this. Standing up on it's nice. It's a nice comfortable position. I can steer the bike with my feet pretty well as well on the pegs. Let's go on a little bit further. Let's just see where this does go. Let's give it a bit of power. Yeah, feels good. Only thing I've got to watch is I don't get too silly with these tyres. Yeah, we're good. Not the best place for me to be on this, in this line at the minute. I could do with getting off of here. Quite well rutted. In fact, I think I've got myself in a... Oh, and I've stalled it. Obviously, I need to get used to this, like a bit more off-road. But the good thing is, this has got 10 inches of ground clearance, so ruts shouldn't be any problem for me, really. I'm going to turn around, we'll head back down. But yeah, I mean, 10 inches is a good bit of ground clearance. I'm struggling turning it around a bit, but that's me and not the bike. Right, let's stand up again. Obviously taking this, going from the Vespa off-road to this is a big difference, so it's me that's letting the bike down at the minute. But everything feels good, everything's still, even standing up on it, you know, I can still get the gear lever pretty easy. Everything still feels good. You know, I think when you take a bigger bike, you know, this sort of weight bike off-road, I don't know what the weight of it is, to be honest. At the minute, I should have a look. So this is going to be a big difference for me for what I'm used to. But it feels good. Let's rip it a bit. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I might need to make that rear shock a little bit less stiff. It feels a bit stiff, but we're good. Yes. Nice little bit of light green lane in there, and it's definitely passed that test for me.
I suppose the important question is, the Aprilia Pedo 650 Trail.
Pegaso.
Do you feel that you are generally happy with it? Are you literally going to say that if you had £2,000 in your pocket, you'd buy this again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, £2,000. It was a bargain. What else can you get for £2,000 at the minute that's going to tick all these boxes?
I'm with you, to be fair.
I am more than happy with what I've spent £2,000 on. This is more, it was better than what I was expecting to be doing the trip on. You know, it's come to the crunch. I've not been able to get the other one done. although it will get finished. So I've had to buy something else, and to be fair, I thought I was going to get something that was dog rough. But I mean, look at it.
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
dog. It's just not dog rough.
It's not dog.
I think it's a nice looking bike, to be fair. I generally do. And actually on the road, the power of it is quite impressive. It really is. But I suppose the most important thing to say now is, we've done our little review, we've talked about the bike, is that we always save the best till last. So would you like to introduce your motorcycle and we'll do the best montage in the world?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Aprilia Pegaso 650 Trail montage.
Pedo.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. Ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of a stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold. It's funny how easily a life can be torn apart. Why couldn't I simply see that I was sick at heart and I am in deep debt? The climb we did was unreal. You made me so speechless. I just can't believe it. You broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. Ooh, I was my own enemy, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the
Well, there you go. Another absolutely awesome episode. I just want to say a massive thank you to all the people that hit that lovely red button and subscribe to this channel. Without you guys, this channel couldn't grow, and it's going from strength to strength to strength. So thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Also, giving us a comment and a thumbs up. I massively appreciate it. I also want to say a massive thank you to my patrons. These guys are the ones that help support this channel every single month. And without them, I couldn't keep this content coming as quickly as I do, and let alone afford all the equipment and all the stuff we need to make these episodes happen. So thank you so much to my patrons. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way and becoming part of what I like to call the executive patron club, then you can from as little as £1 a month, and you go via the link down in the description to Patreon. You get to see the videos first, and you get your names in the credits of every single video. And do you know what? You get to comment on them first, and there's a live chat on there. It is really a helmet head sort of exclusive club. It is really, really cool. So please check that out. Like I said, a link down in the description, as well as the merchandise shop where you can buy the most coolest t-shirts in the world. And of course, you've got things like the water bottle, the mug, all the stuff you see in other episode. It's all there in the merchandise shop for you to own yourself. So please go and click in the link, check out the shop, buy the mug that makes everything taste a million times better. Not proven or guaranteed. And then, of course, we live by 3 famous sayings on this channel. The most important sayings, the gospel of life, the thing that we all live by. And of course, that's eat pie, ride motorcycles, and be happy. I'll see you in the next bonkers helmet head adventure. Bye-bye for now.
tonight we run